If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. Today we are going to be continuing on with our shopping cart, and what I want to handle is the quantities. So right now we have 2 items in the default cart and 6 in the save for later, but our quantity dropdowns only say 1. If we take a look at the Vue DevTools, in our cart items, the prop that we have coming in, we open up the first one, we see that the quantity that we have is 2. However, we have a total quantity of 3. So we're going to use that information to display our quantities correctly. Let's head into the text editor and start working on that. In here, I just want to open up the cart index, and then we'll head down to where we're displaying the cart items first, which is right around here. The select down here. So what I want to do is I want to vmodel the item quantity. For the value, I'm going to add quantity. We'll make sure to put the colon here. And then we're going to have selected equals quantity. Quantity is going to equal item quantity. So here we're going to put v4 quantity index in item options total quantity, and the key will be index. Then for this one, we can take that out, and then we can go ahead and display the quantity. Okay, let's see what we have so far. Okay, cool. We currently have 2 items in the cart, and we have a total of 3. Fantastic. The next thing I want to do is be able to update this so that if we click 1, 3, and then we refresh it, that it'll still be there. As of now, it's still at 2. So let's head into the text editor and work on that. Now, what we're going to do is very simple. If we go up to this select tag right here, we can do @change equals, we're going to call a function update cart. In this function, we're going to pass in the item row ID and the item quantity. Let's head down and start working on that. We already have everything that we need for our form. So all we need to do is add the function down here. We'll put it right above these. So our function name is update cart. We're going to pass in the ID and the quantity. Then we're going to say this form quantity equals quantity. And then after that, we're going to say this form hatch, this route. We haven't made this yet, but we'll do it in a bit. So cart update, we're going to pass in the ID. Preserve scroll is true. On success, we'll just console log the form. Now remember, this form quantity equals quantity. This is the quantity that we're passing in our function up top. Right here. We're passing in the item row ID, the item quantity, and that's exactly what we are accepting into this function right here, the ID and the quantity. So now the form quantity that we're passing in won't be 0. It'll be the quantity that we're passing in. We're also passing in the ID for the route, and then we're going to console log. So let's head into the web routes and create the route for that. Now, since this is the default cart, we're going to be using the cart controller. So we can change this. We'll do patch, and then this, and this will be update. So now let's head into the cart controller. And in our update function, we can just use the function from the cart. And that function will be update. We're going to be passing in the ID, and then we'll be passing in the request quantity, and then we'll just return back. Okay, let's try all of this and see how it goes. Okay, so we'll take it, we'll click it, we'll try 1. Okay, so that went through. Let's refresh it and make sure it's still there. Great, fantastic. 3, same thing, fantastic. And our totals have been adjusting as well. I don't know if you noticed. One thing that I said in the previous episode was that we would be upgrading this project to Laravel 8, and I misspoke. This project is currently already Laravel 8, so we will be upgrading it to Laravel 9 as soon as the developers of the shopping cart make it compatible with Laravel 9, and they are currently working on that. So as soon as that's done, we'll go ahead and upgrade all of our Laravel stuff as well as our Vue stuff. I just wanted to put that in real quick before I forgot. Let's go ahead and work on this save for later. Okay, we are pretty much going to be doing the same thing. Let's go back to the index page and grab that function that we just created up here, the select all of the information that we added. This is going to be the same. So we'll just bring it down, paste it right here. The only thing that we need to change is the function, which will now be update later. Let's go down and close this. Okay, so again, ID quantity, form quantity equals quantity, this form patch. This will be this later update. Everything else is the same. Let's head into the web route and do that here as well. So since this is handling the later items, we'll use this one. This will be patch, later controller, this are now update. And now we can go to that controller. Let's grab this function from here since it's the same. Head into the later controller, go down to, or go up to update, paste that in. And now this one, instead of the default cart, we're going to say later cart. Let's try that. So let's go ahead and refresh and make sure that all of our info is correct. 6 items saved for later, 6 items saved for later. Let's do the drop down. Okay, this item has a total of 8. Let's go ahead and change it. This cart does not contain row ID. Invalid row. Okay, let's see what's up. Okay, right here, it should be capital C. Let's try it again. Cool, so now we have 2. Let's try to refresh it and make sure that 2 is still there. Great, it is. Let's try to change it again. We'll put 5. Fantastic, and everything is updating the way it's supposed to. The next thing I want to do is I want to break up this page a little bit more than we have. We have almost 200 lines of code in here. And what we can do to kind of alleviate some of that is to create another component, and we are going to leverage the use of slots in order to be able to use for the cart items and for the later items. It's all the same thing. What we're going to do is we're going to create slots to display them individually based on what they're needed for. So if we have 3 items in the cart, it'll display that slot. If we have 5 items in the cart, it'll display that. And that's how we're going to break up the code. So in here, we can go to our components, and I'll just take this order's total. I'll duplicate it. I'll call it cart items. Okay, and let's go ahead and clean out some of this stuff in here. Well, actually, we can take all of this stuff out. And we need the link. We don't need the yellow button. These aren't the props we're going to be using. Okay, so back in the index page, let's see, where do our cart items start? Page props count. Let's see, I think it starts about here. Cart items. Okay, so it'll be this. It'll be this, and that's good. Let's go ahead and grab these. And we're going to put them in here. And then right in between these 2 divs now, we can do cart items. Let me shrink this down a bit, just so I have more room to work with. And then we'll add it here. Cart items. So there are going to be a few things that we pass into this component. The first, we'll need a count. And this is just going to be the page props cart count. And then we'll do items. For this one, we'll do cart items. we're going to be passing in later. And what this is going to be is the add to later cart function that we have. We're also going to pass in remove to hold our delete from cart function. And then we're going to have something called action text. This action text is basically either it's going to say save for later or move to cart. So it's going to be displayed conditionally. We'll add some backticks, and this first one will do save for later. And then we want to open up this this component here, and then here's where we're going to add slots or a slot. Let's head into the component and start adding that here. Okay, let's shrink this down. And I need these props. So that's good for now. Let's go up top, open this up, and start filling in with those props. So VF page props cart count, we can actually just do, since we're passing it in, we can say count, and this is good. Let's shrink this down. Item index, we're going to say items. All of that is the same. Okay, so item row ID, button type is submit, hover text, that's the same. But instead of this remove, we can put our action text property. For this form right here, the delete from cart, we can just put remove item row ID. This one will just be later. And actually this should be here. Remove. Both sections will have remove, but the save for later or move to cart are different on both of the components. Okay, and if we go down, update cart, we have to bring in this function too. But what I'll do is we'll say update. This is the same, item quantity, item row ID. This is all the same. That's all the same. Fantastic. Let's go back and add that function. We can put it right here. Update cart. Let's take a look and see. We want to make sure that we didn't break anything. So the only one that we're looking at right now is the default cart. So we still have 3 items in cart. Change it to 1. And that's not working. Let's go see what I broke. Update cart. Oh, I know what it is. I forgot to put it in here. Okay, let's try it again. Two. Okay, so that's changed. We refresh it. It's the same. 1. Fantastic. So it's updating the way it's supposed to. Let's go ahead and work on the save for later now. Head over to the index, and we're going to keep this one, and we're getting rid of this and this one. Okay, and now let's just copy this one. Oh. And now we can paste it. We can paste it here. This cart count is now going to be, instead of the cart count, it will be later count. Items will be later items. Later is add to cart. Delete from cart is delete from later. Action text is move to cart. And the update is update. I think it's later. We'll check it. Update later. Update later. Okay, so everything else should be the exact same. So now both of them should be working. Currently we have 5. Okay, that looked like it went through. Let's go ahead and refresh it. Okay, that's still there. We'll do 6. And 1, 2. Fantastic. And if we take a look, we took 200 lines and now it is 66 in this one, but it is a component and we took out about 80 lines from in here. So that's pretty good. If you guys are enjoying the content, please go ahead and click that like button, as it really does help out the channel. I'm going to push all the code up to GitHub and leave a link for that down in the description, as well as a link to the playlist so that you can catch up on all the videos in this Laravel e-commerce series. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.